Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be going over a full overview of some of the mods I've done on my 2017 Toyota Tacoma. Along with that, I did just get a new rooftop tent, so we'll be checking it out as well. To get us started, I do have a 3-inch lift on the truck. Now, the wheels right here, those are 18 inches fuel assaults, and I do just have street tires on at the moment. I do plan on getting something a little bit more aggressive in a few months here. At this point, I haven't done any modifications really to the inside besides the WeatherTech floor mats. I do plan on getting maybe Classio leather seating or some other leather seats. If you have any recommendations, drop them below. I'm definitely going to be looking into that in the next 6 months. Those WeatherTech mats were probably the first thing that I did to the truck. Absolutely love it. Do a lot of waterfall chasing, and they're just really easy to rinse off. Now, looking at the back here, you can see the deck system. Opening that up, that's just going to be 2 drawers. For the Tacoma, it is a smaller bed, so you do have one that's a little bit smaller than the other, but both of these are watertight, so that does keep everything dry. Now, the deck system can hold quite a bit of weight, but as you can see, that's not what I'm going for here. Not really hauling anything with this truck, especially with the rack on. Now, the rest of this video was actually filmed right after it just rained pretty hard. I did go with RCI for my rock sliders. Along with the rock sliders, I went ahead and got some skid plates just to go underneath. And with the 5 skid plates and the rock sliders, it gives you a lot of protection when you're on the trail. One of the bigger modifications that we put on was the front bumper. As you can see here, it came in pieces, and we had to do quite a bit of cutting to get that on. This gave us a lower profile on the front of the truck, 2 cube lights, 1 small light bar, along with the brush guard and the Smitty built winch up to 10,000 pounds, which is something that I was really wanting to have on this rig. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be pronouncing this 100% correct, but Leitner has a great rack that lets you put on a lot of different accessories. This is their GearPod XL. It's one of their first gen models, so it doesn't have the hydraulics to lift it up. You have to do that manually yourself. Now, I did get this off of Facebook Marketplace, so it is a little dirty, something I will be cleaning out before I fill it with all my gear. You can see both sides have a spot where you could put a padlock if you just wanted a little bit of extra protection there. I'm not. I do, however, still lock this even with nothing in it, and I do that just so it doesn't make any noise when I'm going down the street. It's not going to be rattling or anything like that. This will give me quite a bit more dry storage whenever I'm going camping, overlanding, anything of the sorts. And you can see here at the top of the rack, I have the support bar on both sides, and I bought an extra one just to throw in the middle to help support the rooftop tent. And like I was talking about earlier, it was raining really hard before we came out here, and opening these up, you can see there's absolutely no water in there. And guys, below you could leave recommendations on how you think I should best utilize the deck system. I was thinking one side recovery gear, one side a kitchen, but let me know what you're thinking. Looking at the passenger backside here, you can see I have 2 universal mounting plates. The person I bought this from actually had just a shovel and an axe mounted here. You can put whatever you want. I will probably be putting a shovel and an axe just temporarily, just so I could have that space utilized. And my most expensive mod would definitely be my rooftop tent. You can see this is a sturdy aluminum base here. It has metal latches all the way around, which is something that I absolutely love. If you saw my last video of my last rooftop tent, it was more of a bicycle straps on the back holding it down, and it just didn't seem that secure. So I really like the design that this tent has, having latches all the way around, metal latches. Something if something goes wrong you could easily fix, which is another reason that I really like this tent. All of this is more modular, so if something does go wrong on this tent, I could take that piece back and just replace it. You can definitely see all of the water just rushing off as that gets lifted up. So as you saw, there was definitely some assist when that was lifted. There's going to be a strut on both sides for opening one side, and then when you open the other side, there's going to be 2 more struts that pop up. And in good weather, they advertise that you can get this fully set up in under a minute, which is one of the reasons that I went with a Hardshell rooftop tent again. It's just quite a bit faster on setup and set down time. And with this, you can actually leave your sleeping attire inside of the tent. So if I left my sleeping bags, it would actually fit folded down. Now it does have the telescoping ladder like most rooftop tents do. However, the top is a little bit different here. You can see it has a thing that unfolds, and that's going to latch straight on to the side of the tent, and it just pops straight into place. My last one, you really had to put it on there and just strap 2 pieces of Velcro down. It did not feel very secure at all. And of course, to store the ladder, I've been storing it inside of the tent before I close it. So along with all your sleeping attire, you could put that in as well. And on both sides, they have little bags that you could put your shoes, which is really convenient, so you don't have to have those, you know, inside of your tent getting anything dirty. And on both sides of the front of the tent, you can see 2 little air vents. They're propped open just to help air ventilate inside of the tent. And then when you climb up in the ladder, you can see plenty of space here for about 2 people, and windows on every side, so it doesn't matter where you park. The door of the tent is completely rolled up at the moment. I actually had it rolled up when I set it down. That way when I opened it back up, everything would still be intact. I wouldn't have to mess with anything, and really only undo that whenever I'm about to go to sleep. You can see there's a little bit of a natural awning from how this is angled, which is really cool. And looking at the back, you can see that there is a handle here attached to a rope, and that's just to pull down the back end there. And you can see there's a little bit of water on the material of the tent itself that's not absorbing in, which is really cool. Speaks a lot for the material. It's quilted and is rated to be an all-season tent, so I'm looking forward to testing it out in the winter, seeing how she holds up. And one quick add-in, that is the Pro Grille on the front of the truck. Now when taking this thing down, it actually has that bungee cord right there that pulls everything in, so when you're pulling it down, it's not going to have anything sticking out. And this is what it would look like from the other side, pulling it back down. Another quick thing that I forgot to highlight was the Cubbies on the deck system. There's 2 of these, one on both sides, that open up and just give you a little bit more additional storage space. These, however, are not airtight, so water can get in them, so you gotta be careful on what you store. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was all the space that's left on top of this rooftop tent. I'm probably gonna put solar panels, but there's a lot of different add-ons that you can do, so I'll be looking into that in the future. Thank you for watching the video, guys. It really does mean a lot. I do have more mods coming to the truck, so stay tuned. And if you want to see all of this in action, be sure to subscribe and catch me on the trails.